Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another Marvel Mondays. And today we're going to be talking about some news and Moon Knight 2, Moon Knight Episode 2 review, and also a theory that I've had for a while that I want to spill on you guys. Now, before I get started, I just want to say that I got some new pop figures here in the mail. I got Hawkeye, and I also got Kate Bishop with Lucky. I ordered these in November. It took forever to get them, but I finally got them today, so just want to show you guys that so you see that to the collection once I get my new place. So yeah. So anyways, let's get to that Moon Knight episode now. Moon Knight episode 2. Um, it started off with obviously Spectre. Um, obviously Mark is like no Steven's like shocked about everything that happened. So then he checked the security camera and then it didn't show anything. It just showed him. I mean, it did show stuff. It showed him just like punching the air and stuff, and like as if he was just all seeing it. And then the camera shows him, someone like staring at the camera like the whole time. Like it was him, but like it didn't seem like it was Steven. So it's kind of had some questions there. Maybe is that like his other personality? Because there's one personality that's missing. I mean, he has two more, but for the most part, he has just one more that they haven't showed. Because he mainly has two, not counting Mark himself, but he has two, Steven and Jake. So, um, but yeah, and then after that, he gets fired because of the damages that he did in the museum. So he ends up, uh, just going home, and then it turns out that he's trying to go through storages because he finds something. So he's trying to go through storages, and he finds this one storage, and they're like, "Oh, I remember you. You're Mark." And Steven's like, "Who's?" He's like, he doesn't know who Mark is, but he does know. But he doesn't know who he is exactly yet. Um, but what he does know is that that's his other personality, but he doesn't know if it's real or not. He doesn't know if he's making it up. So then they take him to his storage, and he finds like all these military resources and this bed, this bag full of guns, and that Egyptian thing. I forgot what it was called though. But that too. So which is really cool. And then Mark ended up talking to him in one of the mirrors of the room, like the trailer did, if you guys remembered, which was pretty cool. Um, yeah, and he just told him everything that happened and stuff like that. So he told him about what was going on, and what he really is, and then it ended up turning out that Mark, the main personality, has a wife, and they're getting divorced, and they end up finding the villain. I forgot his name. Uh, hasn't stuck with me yet, but they end up finding him, and they end up Moon Knight comes out again. But before Moon Knight comes out, uh, Steven tries to get Moon Knight to come out, but he ends up coming out instead as Mr. Knight, which is another Moon Knight version, but it's Steven's Moon Knight, Mr. Knight, which is really cool. Obviously in the thumbnail and right here. Um, but yeah, and then he ends up trying to fight like another jackal that he brung from the dead, the villain. He brung from the underworld, and he ended up like trying to fight him, but he got his ass kicked. But he hit him with that one punch, and then he got his ass kicked again. And then Mark's like, "Yo, dude, let Moon Knight out." He's like, "Fine." He let Moon Knight out, and he kicked his ass and killed him. And then toward the end of the show, obviously they lost the bug, and now the villain has it again. I just keep forgetting his name, dude. This hair is annoying. But and it pans to Egypt. Before that, he's talking to Khonshu, Mark, because now we're fully controlled of Mark now, and Steven's now in the mirror, and freaking it shifts to Egypt like immediately. So he's like, we have to do now, and it literally seems like that's his new personality. So that's where it ends. But this episode too was really good. I liked it a lot. It was. I personally thought that the first episode was better, but then again, I'm like, is the second episode better? I don't know. They're both that good to the point it's like debatable which one's better. But I don't care. They're both just amazing shows in general. Not shows, episodes. So it's a really good show. My favorite part of it was when freaking Steven was trying to get Moon Knight to come out of him, but it ended up coming out Mr. Knight, and it was like his own version of Moon Knight, which is really cool. He had the metal clubs and stuff, and Really cool. I like how they bring that in the show from the comics, and they did that really well. So hopefully we're gonna see more Mr. Knight. Looks like we are from the trailers, but we'll see. But that's gonna be cool. But we also want to see more of Moon Knight as well, obviously. So I thought that was cool. I also thought that it was cool that kind of like that relationship where Steven's like, oh wait, I have a wife. I thought that was cool because Steven's trying to look for a girl. Steven's lonely, and he's like, oh shoot, I have a wife. But then it turns out like she was gonna like divorce him. He was like, oh, and just I don't know. I just thought that was funny and cool. And Khonshu, him, Steven, not Steven, Mark, and the coming back to his real self again, talking to Khonshu is cool. I really like it when they talk to each other, and that's like the first time. So I already can't wait until their next conversation because that was cool. So yeah, but the show was awesome, and I can't wait for episode 3. And like I said, I personally think that my theory is that next episode, the guy that they pan to is, I mean, obviously it's Moon Knight, but we don't know which personality is. But I think it's Jake, the personality they haven't showed yet. The rich guy. So we'll find out though. We'll find out. If not, don't worry about don't worry about who the rich guy is if you guys read the comics. But yeah. So that show is awesome, and I can't wait for episode 3 on Wednesday. Now, I want to tell you guys a theory that I have. All these Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness trailers finally been coming out. I got the tickets to go watch it with my boys, and I'm pumped for it. But I have this big theory that involves it, and that's Professor X. Now, the thing is a lot of us are thinking, what the hell? Which Professor X is this? Is this the one from the X-Men films? And I was obviously it seemed like that's what it was, but the director, either the director or writer, Sam Raimi or the writer, said that that is the X-Men, like Professor X coming in, is not necessarily from the X-Men universe. He said, not from the movies, not what you guys think it is. Obviously that's like, oh shoot. So, and I've been thinking a lot. We saw Savage Land, and if you guys watch X-Men '97, Savage Land is a big thing in there around season 3, where Magneto ends up building that universe, and he does in the comics too. It's Magneto, nobody else. So the Savage Land showed up in there with the dinosaurs. Got to the Savage Land. It showed a cartoon universe open up, and when they're like 8-bit, getting in pieces when he's holding on the American Chavez. You can see like a cartoon universe, so that definitely could. Obviously, it's from What If, but that means they can go through cartoon universes. Cartoon, you know what I mean? So I definitely think that that makes a lot of sense there. Obviously, there's a poster where it showed his Professor X's chair, and it's not the one from the show, but it's not really like the one from the X-Men movies either. I mean, maybe it is, but I just can't tell. But I just think that it's just because he says it's not the writer or the director. One of them said that it's not even he's not from the movies. So I immediately think about that, especially because X-Men '97 is coming back with like a 6th season, and it was labeled Marvel Studios. So it's like, dude, they're probably bringing in them slowly, and they're probably going to start with Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, and then next year with the show, showing them come in, and maybe they'll show Doctor Strange or something like that, where, when the portal opens up and they come to our universe. That's what I think's going to happen, because why else would they bring it back with Marvel Studios? It's just kind of sus. You know what I mean? I don't know. I just think that's what's going to happen. I think it would be cool. Now, it would be cool, but, because the X-Men '97 show is the best, personally, to me, the best representation of the X-Men in, like, television history, film history, but, what I really want is mutants to restart in this universe, like show them new actors, show the origins and everything. I mean, they're making all these movies, they can make this like these X-Men movies, and I want Scarlet Witch to say more mutants, and then boom, it happens. Even you know what I mean? But I don't know. We're gonna see. Deadpool's on the poster, and he's obviously gonna be in there unless somehow he's not on the poster and stuff like that, and. Professor X is in there unless it's like his name's Jonathan Hancock and just some guy in a wheelchair. We'll find out. But yeah, I mean, I don't know, but that's my theory though. I think that's what's gonna happen. But we'll see. We'll find out. We'll see if I'm right or wrong. When episode 3 coming out, I'm pumped for it. This Wednesday. Tell me guys what you think about the video in the comments. Tell me what you think about my pop figures in this video. I love you.